Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Really Random Podcast. I'm your host, Ruben Frosto Jr., with my co-host,
Abraham Frosto.
And Josue Aleman.
So, guys, it is the 27th of October. I looked at my phone and I still didn't get it.
Oh, man.
It's the 27th of October. We've been gone for like 2 weeks because of Josue.
It's all Josue's fault.
Woo!
Yeah, I don't get how you can do it, bro. No job, and he's just living
traveling the world.
Traveling the world.
Literally, first you went to Phoenix, right? Or
Yeah, I got
Mesa?
invited to go.
Yeah, and
I
then
can't
you went
say
to
no.
Mexico.
Yeah, but if I get invited and I'm broke, I say no.
I'll be like, all right, I will. Let's go have fun.
Dude,
Where's your, do you have a secret stash of money that you save
he's
for
living
a rainy
off the
day?
government.
What government? I can't even get sick, or else I'm probably dead.
Oh, but you could go on vacation. You can go.
I
to
can't.
Mexico.
I can't get sick. I think I'm gonna go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Dude, really?
Yeah,
Mexico is way cheaper than like a syringe at the hospital.
that's true.
Mexico is safe.
Yeah,
Nothing
If
bad
you go to
happens
Mexico,
there.
You're probably gonna get sick. Also.
I know,
Nothing
I was-
bad will happen to me there.
I was just hoping that
I'm
didn't
gonna
get
drink
sick.
the water and everything.
Give me that tap water, please.
All right. So we are. It's gonna be a kind of a spicy podcast today.
Yummy.
I would say.
Spicy noodle.
We're talking. We're gonna start off this conversation with something the last podcast we touched on, which is Apple and how it's in the pockets of China. I swear, agree or disagree?
They're
Not
corrupt.
my Apple.
They're corrupt.
Oh, your Apple
Oh.
is full of worms, Chinese worms.
Hey, this iPhone that goes to Phoenix and Mexico, let's just not mess with this one.
Yeah.
Really? Your iPhone's not?
Yeah.
All right, I want to. Last week I talked about how when I always talked about getting a Huawei, you and your brother who are Apple fanboys, even though your brother's broke.
life.
I don't get how he's an Apple fanboy, but
Don't know either.
you guys always talked about, oh yeah, if you got a Huawei, the Chinese are gonna listen to your conversations. But Josue, right now it's seeming more like they're listening to your conversations.
They're listening right now. The helicopter.
helicopter?
Yeah, don't talk bad about Apple.
It's an Apple helicopter.
Apple, I apologize.
I'm sorry.
But anyways, so last week when we talked about, they removed the Taiwanese flag from all the Asia,
Oh,
the
yeah.
emoji, right? The
Yeah, the
Taiwanese flag
emoji that was on the
emoji
list for the...
from all the, from the update in Asia, right? The latest is like 3 point something or something like that. I don't know what was the last update.
Yeah. So, sure.
All right.
I wouldn't know when iPhones get
so,
updates, so don't look
This
at me.
happened about a week and a half ago. There's a very popular map app that's used in that region, in the Hong Kong region of Asia, and recently Apple took it down out of China's request because it was the map that a lot of the protesters were using. So they call it, if you look it up, they call it the protest app.
Yeah.
It's not an app for protesting. It's a map app. But what you could do, you can you can put events and other people can. It's kind of like Facebook. You know, on Facebook when you do an event, people can say, "Oh, I'm going," or "I'm not going," or maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do the same thing with this map. So like someone would put, oh, like 12 p.m. protest, and they would ping a location, right? Like, so everybody meet there.
Yeah.
And then like everybody that's around there or like in the city of Hong Kong could see it. It's like, all right, yeah, I'll go. So that's what that was the main app they were using to start a lot of these protests. So obviously China didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
they went to Apple and was like, hey, take down this app. And Apple was like, oh, yes, sir. You know, because that's what Apple does, Josue.
Do we know if it was as easy as yes, sir, or was there like a process to it?
I would think they can easily just remove an app from their app store.
But yeah, well, I'm sure, yeah. But my
Oh, you
thing
think,
is,
like,
but like
maybe
from
they fought
Apple's,
back?
yeah,
I
like did
doubt it.
Apple have any like, okay, but no, we kind
they
of
have not said anything.
No.
No, like Apple has like every time they like you have been questioned from what I could read, Apple was like, and I read a couple articles. Apple has like been silent, like they're just ignoring this, at least in like the Western Hemisphere. So like when like American journalists ask Apple to comment on it, and they have like no comment whatsoever.
That's smart.
Oh.
I would say it's smart, just because like I mean,
That
you don't want
sucks.
to.
Yeah,
It
that
sucks, but like
it's smart because you don't want to say something dumb.
You don't want to risk saying something wrong or
Yeah, and we'll get
anything.
to a situation where someone does respond and it just makes them look like an a-hole.
or an idiot.
Yeah.
It's all bad.
And I guess that's why they don't want to respond. And it's not just Apple. There's a couple companies that are like anti Hong Kong protests that have been either staying silent, because then the ones that do talk end up just shooting themselves in the foot. So yes, in that regard, it is smart, but at the same time, it's just very shady.
That's crazy. Yeah. So on this article from Vox, it says that Apple says it was its own decision. It didn't blame the Chinese government for the pressure to like remove the that is a little bit trippy.
Sure.
So so Huawei, we know for sure you're gonna get your identity stolen. Apple, apparently, who knows what's going on in the background. Some Chinese kid probably has my name right now. Josue Aleman San.
I'm joking over here.
He was like, "Are you good?"
It's okay, stop dying over there.
No, but yeah, like some Chinese kid probably does have your name. They probably have a lot more than just your name too.
Yeah. So can they take your so since I don't have an iPhone, I'm not so up to date with all of that. So can they really just use your identity somewhere else in the world? Or
what?
I don't know for what. Maybe. I don't know what you could actually. I don't know if identity theft matters somewhere else.
Yeah, because it's not really like they don't use the same credit system.
I was just gonna say because they use it for credit, and I think China has a whole different credit system that we can talk about some other time.
Even in like Europe, they don't really.
Yeah, like I don't know what you would.
Why? What would you do with my social security number in Sweden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
I don't know. We need to research that.
Yeah, I would think.
Let's steal someone's identity and then go to Sweden and see what we can do with it.
Germany.
I mean, I guess they could and they could just say that they're opening a bank account for you type situation, and then they're laundering money that way or something.
Yeah.
They could mess you up like that, and then all of a sudden you're wanted.
Yeah, by Interpol. But other than that, I don't see what.
They can do.
Yeah.
Is Interpol an actual agency or is that from the movies?
It's an actual agency, but I don't think they have any type of power.
I thought that was more a place.
They're more like an investigation, you
know. They suggest.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should come over here.
I thought Interpol was a place. I don't know. I thought it was right outside London.
But
I thought it was candy.
Liverpool.
Like I was saying, there's a lot of. It's not just Apple. We're gonna move on. It's not just Apple that's doing shady stuff like this when it comes to Hong Kong. Another big company is Blizzard, which is a gaming company. They have a lot of very popular games.
Oh yeah.
And they recently got a lot of heat. It was about 3 weeks ago. They a Hearthstone player, which is a card game that Blizzard hosts, wins this giant tournament. He wins $50,000, right? And then they do a winner's interview type thing. And on the winner's interview, he, in his language, because he was Taiwanese, or I think he was actually from Hong Kong. Mm-hmm. He yells, support Hong Kong. That's all, or I stand with Hong Kong, or something like that. Nothing vulgar, nothing bad. And they immediately shut down the broadcast of his interview.
Yeah.
And then the two broadcasters try to hide their face because they don't want to be associated with it. So what Blizzard decides to do is, all right, well, that guy's suspended for 2 years, the winner, and they don't give him any money for winning this giant tournament. So the dude loses $50,000 and is suspended from 2 years from competition. And then they fire the two broadcasters that were there.
What?
For that was the one that was people were those guys did nothing. But one of them was kind of laughing because this dude's crazy. But it was that laugh he didn't know what else to do kind of laugh.
Wow.
Yeah. Where you're just well, I guess I just lost my job.
Yeah. And then so they got a lot of heat for a good week. And then finally, and this is when companies do this is really shady. They release a statement at 5:30 in the afternoon on Friday. And the reason companies, people can tell companies do that is shady because then everybody goes home on Friday at 5:30, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So no one's there to respond to all the criticism.
Yeah.
For 2 whole days. And by then, they kind of hope people move on from the situation.
Yeah.
So by Monday morning, they don't really have to deal with anything.
Yeah, they kind of just want to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, so they release a statement at 5 or 5:30 in the afternoon on Friday afternoon, a week after the thing, where they back down. They give the guy his money, his $50,000. They reduce the suspension to 6 months.
Yeah,
and then they bring back the two broadcasters. They rehire them, but they're also suspended for 6 months. right?
Oh, so
But they have
we
their
can
jobs back.
actually. I just pulled up the actual official statement from Blizzard.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
super
pretty
long.
sure that's the
but
one that a lot of people were like hating on.
I will just give you like
And
a quick.
hold up, but before
Go ahead.
that,
Go ahead.
Key
I'm pretty
points.
sure it's gonna say they also say what they just did, that China had nothing to do with their decision.
That's super
Man,
funny.
China's
Yeah.
powerful.
So whoever wants to actually read the whole thing, it's on news.blizzard.com, and they talk about Hearthstone Grandmasters Tournament, and basically they break it down into like 3 different categories. It says that over the weekend is a guy named
Blitzchung. Yeah, that's the winner. That's the
It
guy who
says
wins.
used his segment to make a statement about the situation in Hong Kong in violation of rules he acknowledged and understood, and this is why we took action. That's one of the parts. Second, it says that the role of shoutcasters, which is the guys that you said got fired, right?
Yeah.
It says that we hire shoutcasters to amplify the excitement of the game. They elevate the watchability and help the esports viewing experience stay focused on the tournament and our amazing players. And then it says third, were our actions based on the content of the message. It says that our goal is to help players connect in areas of commonality, like their passion for our games, and create a sense of shared community. If this had been the opposing viewpoint delivered in the same divisive and deliberate way, we would have felt and acted the same. Do you think that's true?
No, absolutely not. If it
That's-
was about anything else, they would not have said anything. It's just China has a lot of money, and that's what a lot of people, and like
It's
to be honest, there's a lot of other companies that have done shady stuff to get like China support in the past.
Yeah.
But I think now people aren't really letting them get away with it because of the whole Hong Kong protest. And I bring that up because one of the things I've always hated is, a lot of people give like praise to Disney and Marvel movies for being like the best or whatever. But they have also done a lot of shady stuff where they change certain characters just to please China. And I'll bring this up with the biggest one. The biggest one to me is Doctor Strange. The movie came out in 2016. There's I don't remember her name, but her Tilda Swinton is the actress that plays. I forget what the character's name is. It's like the Elder Sorcerer or something like that, or the Sorcerer Supreme.
The bald lady, right?
Yeah, she plays like the greatest wizard or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Before, like Doctor Strange's mentor, right? In the comics, it's a like an older Tibetan man, right?
Yeah.
So they changed it to Tilda Swinton. They were like, oh, because we wanted to show like a woman could be empowered or whatever. But realistically, they didn't change it because they wanted to, push women. They changed it because China doesn't recognize Tibet.
What?
Yeah, and like they wanted that Chinese money. All right, whatever they say, and you'll have people defending Marvel for this, but it's like that's clearly why they did it. Because they could have made it an Asian woman who is probably less shown than a white woman. Like they just got like the whitest person in the world to play this.
That did seem super strange.
I've also heard too with Marvel movies particularly, they also re-edit a couple of scenes to
when they play in China.
Yeah, so when they play the movies in China or release in China, like they recast some like back characters or like little people like inside the movie to be Chinese.
Okay, so like for instance, there's a scene in Age of Ultron. Is it Age of Ultron? It's one of the Iron Man movies. No, it's Iron Man 3. When they're like curing one of Tony Stark's friends, or Gwyneth Paltrow's character, what's it, Pepper Potts?
Pepper Potts.
They're like curing her. In the original, it's not really based off of comics, but a similar scene happens in the original. It's like an American doctor, who like cures her. And in the movie, they change it to a Chinese doctor. It's just like, because they had to have support from China.
Yeah. What?
China is the one that figured it out, Like,
and
at the time, that's when they were like Marvel was starting to realize that China is where all the money was at.
That's the one that I was talking to, or that's the one that I was talking about with Marvel as well too. I think that was Iron Man 3.
Yeah, Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And like they do a lot of shady stuff like that, and like no one ever calls them out on it. But like, and it's like I said, like I think now though companies aren't really allowed to get away with it because people are aware of like what's going on with Hong Kong and stuff like that. If Marvel would have tried to do that now, I think a lot of people would have given them crap for that.
Oh, definitely, big time.
Yeah.
To me, it's just crazy how sensitive this entire situation with China and Hong Kong is right now, and how much it's like affecting the entire world. It's not even just captured in that region anymore.
So we have apparently. So I just looked up 4 times movies changed because of Chinese pressure. So Marvel's Doctor Strange. I've never heard of the movie called Red Dawn, but it says remake changed villains after the film was already wrapped. So I guess they changed the villains to be something else. And then Looper, the movie with what's his face? Bruce Willis, changed locations and its cast to replace Paris with Shanghai. And then lastly, it says that many new blockbusters aren't even aimed at American audiences these days. That's crazy.
Yeah. Right, and like this is like one of the funniest things. Like,
but why?
What do you think is the largest movie franchise, the most bankable movie franchise is? What do you think it is?
Of all time, or currently, or
like in recent years?
As much as I don't like
in the last 10 years,
as much as I don't like these movies, Fast and the Furious, I can't deny how much money they rake in. That's why they keep making more.
Something dumber.
Something dumber. Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. What was it? What? Say the question real quick. Sorry, I tuned out.
The most bankable movie franchise in the last 10 years.
The most bankable movie.
It's a children's franchise.
Not Harry Potter.
Peppa Pig?
No. Movie franchise.
I don't know.
Why Peppa Pig?
I don't know.
Ice Age.
Ice Age?
Ice Age.
Yeah. They do terrible in the United States, but they make billions of dollars of movies. Or like close to $1 billion a movie in China. China loves Ice Age. I don't know why.
What?
It's so weird.
That's super weird.
And another one is Transformers. It's like, dude, you've seen the last
Transformers was awful.
Awful movie, but they make so much money in China. It's like, why? Why? And yeah, Red Dawn, the remake, they were supposed to be Chinese, and they changed them to like North Koreans.
Yeah.
In the post-edit.
Oh,
because of that, yeah. And then Looper, yeah, he's supposed to go to France, but then I guess Looper's loosely based off a book.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's supposed to travel to France when he gets older, but he doesn't. He goes to Shanghai and falls in love with a Chinese woman instead of a French woman.
Apparently, Captain America: Civil War, Tony Stark uses a phone only sold in China.
Yep.
Yeah. That's crazy, dude.
There's a lot of little. Yeah. There's like in one of the Transformer movies, the one with Mark Wahlberg. I don't remember which one that is.
It's like the
fourth or fifth one.
I think it's like the most recent one, or like the second to last one.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a random bank.
Yeah.
In Texas, it's a bank that is only in China, but it's like in the middle of Texas.
In which one?
In one of the Transformers with Mark Wahlberg.
It's like the second to. It's like the last night, I think. I don't know why I know that.
Yeah, that's the one I fell asleep in that movie for like 15 minutes, and I didn't miss a thing.
And then me and Mister were just laughing at the movie the whole time. It got to the point where, because like, you know me, dude. Like, usually if I go to a movie, I try to I suspend my disbelief a lot, like for the purpose of trying to enjoy the movie. But this was, I think, one of the first movies where I was just like, okay, I'm done. Like, nah.
So it says that, look, there is products in Transformers 4 that are only Chinese, or that are Chinese products. The Lenovo computers, apparently Cessbone water. It's not even the most popular bottled water brand in China. And then Zhuo Heng Ya, duck necks and duck products, whatever that is.
That's weird.
And this one, the China Construction Banking. What's a Chinese bank doing in Texas? Yeah. China Construction Bank. That's so weird. And then Pango Holdings, the real estate.
I mean, it's just crazy how like Chinese everyone's liquor. Totally okay with this type of stuff. When it's like, dude, you shouldn't be. But you know, that's.
But you know what? It's so, like, at least for me, I never think about these things when I'm like watching the. I watch the movie, I never thought about products.
Not this movie specifically, because Transformers is a terrible example, but if think of another enjoyable movie. Do you really care that it's aimed towards a different audience? Like, does that really affect you and how you watch it?
No, I'm not saying that. Like, when they changed the people from Red Dawn to North Koreans instead of Chinese, that doesn't matter because it's still a terrible movie. Mm-hmm. But
I'm talking about a movie you actually like.
Fighting Looper, like, I don't mind that they went to China instead of France. And
yeah.
I like Looper still because that doesn't really take away from anything. Who cares who he falls in love with? Mm-hmm. Whether she's Chinese or French, like, doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But it's when they do shady stuff like on Marvel's Doctor Strange where they replace an entire character who's from Tibet because China doesn't believe Tibet even exists.
Yeah.
Like, that's shady stuff.
I wonder if all those,
and yeah, it doesn't take away from the movie, but it's still shady as hell.
I wonder if all those, like, isn't Avatar, like, that's a white little kid? No, the Airbender, like Last Airbender. What is he?
Oh, I thought you were talking about
what is he supposed to be originally?
They're not really nothing because they're not from this earth, but they're like loosely Chinese based.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to make sure because I was like, I know there's other like
they're all like
Asians, but like where they don't really actually use. But I think the biggest thing for me is like just the concern of like how much power China actually has.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Where they can actually direct like how things should be said, how things should be done. And like over here, you don't even think about that. You think that like everything is like, oh yeah, you can put whatever you do, you can do whatever, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, that's totally true. And it's like when people here complain about like, oh, they're trying to take our freedom of speech away. It's like, not really. Like, you're allowed to say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Here, and like people will think they're trying to take your freedom of speech, but they're not really, compared to places in China where they are taking your freedom of speech away.
Yeah.
And it's just like, or like to go back to that Blizzard thing, it's like right now what a lot of people are doing. There's a character called Mei who's like Chinese in one of their games. It's Overwatch is the game. That like a lot of people are photoshopping her with like a shirt that's like the support Hong Kong shirt, and it's just hilarious because they're trying to like, and China doesn't like it, so China's going down on Blizzard, but Blizzard can't really do anything because people photoshopping her on the internet. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, remove this character from the game? No,
delete internet.
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like I said, it's how much power and how much it's affecting people like all over the world and not just in that region. It's not just a problem that's in China or Hong Kong.
Yeah,
it's weird.
This brings us to like another topic we're going to discuss, which is the NBA.
Yeah, that's another huge one.
Not my NBA.
Who was it that first tweeted something?
It was Daryl Morey, who is the general manager for the Houston Rockets.
Right, which is a big franchise in China. And a lot of it is because of Yao Ming.
Yao Ming, yeah.
Yeah, Yao Ming, which is like that super tall Chinese basketball player.
Oh, yeah.
You know of him. Yeah.
I think it's because also, too, I think Steve Francis, if I'm not mistaken, he also played a long time in China as well, too. And he was a former Rockets player that played with Yao Ming.
Yeah.
So like, he got a lot of recognition when he went to China. And
so that makes sense. And that's like, so it's a big franchise, or it was a big franchise. Now, like, they're like hated in China because Daryl Morey, who is the GM for the Houston Rockets, all he did was submit like did you read the tweet? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw the tweet.
It was like nothing. It was just like, I stand with Hong Kong or something like that.
Yeah, and then it was funny too. The NBA played, I think, 2 preseason games like just a couple of weeks ago because the NBA season just started. So they played, I think, 2 preseason games in China, and it was the Houston Rockets and the Lakers, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. You can double check it. But China pulled all the merchandise for the Rockets off their shelves. They weren't selling any Rockets merch or any, I think, NBA merch in general.
Yeah, I know they paused. They didn't even show some of the games. Yeah, because of that.
They should start wearing Kings.
They should.
Well, and then but then you have idiots like LeBron James.
Oh yeah. So we actually.
Bron. No, not my Bron.
How did he reply? Let's see.
When asked about what Daryl
let me go ahead and read it for those that are just listening. It says, we all talk about this freedom of speech. Yes, we all do have freedom of speech, but at times there are ramifications for the negative that can happen when you're not thinking about others or you're only thinking about yourself. So I don't want to get into a word or a sentence feud with Daryl Morey, but I believe he wasn't educated on the situation at hand, and he spoke. And so many people could have been harmed, not only financially, but physically, emotionally, spiritually. So just be careful what we tweet, what we say, and what we do, even though, yes, we do have freedom of speech, but there can be a lot of negative that comes with that too.
Quote.
End quote. LeBron James tweet. That's a long tweet.
That's a really long tweet.
No, it wasn't a tweet.
Oh, no, it was just like a statement.
It was an interview question, okay. Yeah. Because they interviewed him and that's why I was like, dude, like you should just, like earlier when we were talking about, like, you should have just kept your mouth shut. You should have been like, oh, I don't have anything to say about it.
Yeah.
Because at first the NBA, when Daryl Morey put out his tweet and then China like fired at the NBA, like, hey, like get this guy fired. They wanted him like banned from the NBA completely. Like no type of And like the NBA was really apologetic to like China. They're like, oh, we're so sorry, all this. But then Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA, he went on the press conference and was like, look, we're not gonna fire him. We're not even gonna fine him. We're gonna do nothing to him because this had nothing to do with the NBA.
Yeah,
he's allowed to say whatever he wants on his own private platform, which is Twitter. Like, if the Rockets want to do something, that's up to them. But as the NBA, like, we're not, we wash our hands with this, basically, is what they said.
And because of that, there's a lot of people are expecting backlash from China to pull out a lot of funding to the NBA for next season. So one of the big stories, this is kind of how it affects even the Kings, because... what? Don't give me a smirk.
I'm just, people may not even know who the Kings are.
No, let me explain. No. Let me explain. So,
okay.
So we just signed a player on the Sacramento Kings called Buddy Hield, one of our best players. But the reason
didn't do nothing on Friday.
He haven't done nothing the last couple of days. But here's the thing: they re-signed him to a contract for $86 million. He wanted more.
86.
Yeah.
For how long?
4 years. 4 year, $86 million. That's the norm because of the cap space that NBA has.
Oh, that's money. A cap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But here's the thing: because of the whole China situation, next season they're projecting the cap's going to go down because of all the funding.
Yeah.
So they didn't want to pay him his original request, which was
that's messed
$100 million.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So little things like that are even affecting like all the teams in the NBA, because that's happening here. You think that's not going to happen somewhere else? So that's going to happen to every other player.
They're lowering the cap because of funding. They're losing funding from China.
Exactly.
What is China? How does China? Do you guys know how China funds? I'm sure there's a bunch of
television deals, sponsorships, like broadcasting deals, not television deals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like they pay for the right to like a company will pay the NBA for the right to like broadcast only on their channel. It's like why the NFL only broadcasts on like channel 13 and channel 40, which is like Fox and then CBS.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Because they pay for that exclusivity. And like Amazon just paid this season to broadcast Thursday night football games. Because every Thursday night there's a football game. Yeah,
on Amazon Prime or what?
On Amazon Prime. You can watch Thursday night football.
What?
That's pretty cool.
For free or another?
Well, if you're a Prime member.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. And so like but only Thursday night, not the Sunday games. And so like, but you have to pay for that. And like, and you would pay for that because you're hoping that people will tune in. Like for Amazon would hope that people would buy Prime membership to tune into that Thursday night game.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with CBS and Fox, because then they could sell commercial space on those time slots, because it's like, hey, people are gonna be watching these NFL games. Like, you know how many fans these teams have, like, so you're gonna be getting good view on your commercials. So that's how they make money off that stuff. But obviously, the more money they can negotiate on those broadcasting deals, the more money they spread it out to all the players, which increases cap size. And then it's like other sponsorship deals, like, like a store, like say like as an example, Walmart will pay because like they want to distribute all the 49er gear, like only Walmart besides like 49ers, like the stadium will be the only places you can get like jerseys and stuff like that. That's not like real.
Oh no, I know. I was just thinking, like, I do remember seeing some. I just couldn't remember who at Walmart.
Walmart does have like depends on where you're located at. They'll have like local gear, but it's usually just shirts and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not actual jerseys.
But they got to pay for that too.
Oh, like, Target has Kings over here.
Targets will also have Kings stuff, but Targets will always like your local Target will have whatever the local team is.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then they also pay just to just be able to distribute that.
And because of the whole Daryl Morey situation, since they're expecting for China to pull funding and have less, business with them. Yeah, they're trying to like prepare for that hit for next semester's cap space. It's gonna go down.
You gotta follow the money.
It is. It's literally about whoever has the most money can tell you what to do.
Yeah. Like, and that's why a lot of companies bend to the will of China so easily, because China has all the money.
Yeah.
Which like it's always surprising me, because like they're like China has all these people. It's like I don't even get how, because they have like that one child policy where like every family can only have one kid. So it's like I don't even know how they like expand so much.
But when did that law take into effect?
It's been around for a while.
But maybe it was already after like, okay, we have way too much people.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe that's why they made the law, because at that point they're like, okay, we need to do something.
Yeah, I think they probably went overboard.
Yeah.
Which I just thought about the whole subscription and Amazon paying who are they paying? NFL. Like this is just random, like short little. But I think that Amazon and YouTube are for me the best subscriptions, like the bang for your buck, as far as like subscriptions.
YouTube?
Like Amazon and YouTube Premium.
What does
because
YouTube Premium give you?
No ads. It's because and you can. I know this sounds janky, but you can actually like close your phone and actually keep listening to music without having to. It's changed my life. But anyway, I
have an ad blocker, so I don't get ads.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Yeah, except for the ones.
Ad blocker is free.
I like YouTube Premium just because it comes, because since I have an
And
Android,
music.
I use it for my music. So I don't have Spotify. I use Google Play because I have an Android, and so Google Play comes free with YouTube Premium.
But Amazon
so
Prime.
For me, it's definitely a bang for my buck.
Number one for me is Amazon Prime. Like you get so much with Amazon. You get but that was just a random thought when you were thinking about, or when you were talking about.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, dude,
I'm sponsored by Amazon Prime. No, I'm just kidding.
Amazon doesn't really bend to China because Amazon doesn't do business in China.
No, it's like that
Alibaba,
other one. Alibaba, yeah.
Like a bunch of other ones like that, which make all the money over in China. So it's like
we should order something off of Alibaba one
just
day.
To see how it works.
See if it actually works.
So right now,
you could probably get like cheap stuff. Alibaba.
And do a review on this podcast.
And yeah, like, okay, guys, don't buy makeup. My eyes are on fire.
Why would you buy makeup?
I don't know. I just thought of something that would be like super dangerous. No. Just something that would
buy a $10 iPhone. Let's see if it's legit.
Yeah, it blows up in your hand. That would be pretty crazy.
You start losing your hair because of the radiation.
That's exactly why I lost my hair.
But yeah, and it's other companies besides the NBA that are being affected by this.
It's a lot of companies, man.
Like sports wise, I think it's just the NBA, but it's a lot. Like we said from the beginning, Apple, Starbucks is getting a hit right now in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Where like Hong Kong protesters are trashing Starbucks stores because something they had said or something they did. I didn't really read the article fully, or it was more of a footnote in another article I was reading. They were talking about how Starbucks is feeling the wrath of Hong Kong protesters in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to have to close all the Starbucks in Hong Kong, which is pretty crazy.
What?
Again, like I said, it's crazy to see how sensitive this whole situation is and how much just power they hold over like everyone everywhere.
No,
it's not even, like I said, I keep saying the same thing. It's not even a problem that's just in China. It's a problem for everyone.
Absolutely. And it might seem far away, but it probably is affecting stuff that you're not even realizing here.
Yet, maybe too.
Yeah, in the United States. Like you probably don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure with Trump's tariffs on China too, it's not really helping either.
Ugh.
That's pretty crazy, dude. On Alibaba, you've been
searching Alibaba this whole time?
Yeah,
you can on Alibaba.
You can buy new iPhone 11 cases. You have to order 2 pieces minimum for 45 cents
each,
from 45 cents to 69 cents a piece.
Word?
For $1, you can get 2 cases. And then sell it for like, but shipping and handling is gonna cost you like
how much is shipping?
$90.
90. Yeah, I know. Seriously,
it's like $10.
Quantity, yeah. Visa. I don't even trust these guys.
No,
dude.
but how much is shipping and handling? Because we'll do the math right now, real quick.
That's what I'm trying to make a profit. That's kind of whack. You have to contact the supplier.
The supplier directly. Alibaba, you're gay.
Yeah, that kind of.
Or maybe just us, because we're over here.
We're over here. Yeah, it probably doesn't reckon. We should like get a VPN, NordVPN, who got hacked and.
Yeah, you want to talk about that one?
Oh man, China did it. Nah, that was. You know what? It's just.
We always say we're gonna do a bunch of stuff. We never do it though.
Yeah.
No, but like that whole NordVPN. What's funny is that like a lot of the YouTubers I watch. They would pimp out NordVPN.
Oh, right? They got pimped out by NordVPN. Yeah, basically. But we gotta explain what a VPN is first of all.
So explain what a VPN.
VPN is a virtual private network, which is basically in like the lamest terms, it's basically like you are connecting to a website, let's say YouTube or whatever it is that you're looking at,
Mm-hmm.
and you're connecting to it but pretending to be somewhere else. And so basically it's like a secret tunnel that you have between you and the website. So that's why it's private. And virtual is the reason. The virtual part is the whole, like, oh, you could be in, like, you can pretend you're in Mexico and accessing like content from Mexico, and they shouldn't be able to trace you back. So that's the gist of a VPN.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like half the VPNs that are out there don't even work the way they're supposed to work, to be honest. And like the whole NordVPN, they got hacked, right? So like all these people who were like, so like, you know, they were getting support from NordVPN. Yeah. Like some of them are still supporting, like they're still running those ads on there. And it's like, how can you like be like okay with that? You know, like this product doesn't work.
Yeah. The only reason I found out about it is this YouTuber. I'd never even heard of this guy, but apparently he has pretty good views. Is Jay-Z 2 Cents.
How many views does he got?
He got, and this was about 5 days ago. I don't want to play it.
Is it just that one video that has a lot of views?
I don't know. His video has 763,000. So he has 2.16 million subscribers. So
wow, that's pretty good.
So what he said is like, he's like, I don't like the fact that NordVPN was like shady. So they got hacked in 2018.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like a group of what they call white hat hackers, which are like the nice guys of hacking, the ones that will be like, hey, Google, hey, this NordVPN, you guys have a security issue.
Yeah, they
you
should fix stuff it. To tell people like, hey, this is how easy I can hack your stuff.
Yeah. And then so they were like, hey, NordVPN, like you guys have like this flaw where somebody can like get the key, the private key, and then they can spin up they could pretend that they're NordVPN. And so NordVPN was like, oh yeah, we got security hacked and blah 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 blah. So what this guy was saying, he's like, I don't like the fact that it took people to tell them that they got hacked for them to recognize that they actually got hacked.
Well, they knew they got hacked. They just
so
didn't
they knew,
say anything.
but they didn't say anything. And so what he's saying is like, well, the problem now is that we don't actually know like how big, like who got access to this, how many times it happened, and then who else is affected by this. And what sucks is that you use a VPN so that you're not traced and your information's safe. And so what they're saying is like, well, there goes the security. Like, and these guys are getting pimped out by NordVPN. And like every YouTuber I almost listen to it talks about NordVPN. So it's kind of whenever I see that now, I'm like, that's probably fake.
And like, because I remember watching a video very early on the VPN, like when VPNs were coming out. Yeah. And they're saying like how many of them are just saying they're doing it but aren't really doing it. Yep. It's like I'm pretty sure a couple of them are like, I'm pretty sure NordVPN was also like that at first. They're like, oh yeah, we'll protect you. And it's like, no, you won't. Nah, heck no.
Yeah. Are you still on Alibaba?
Yeah.
Are you still trying to figure out the shipping?
You can get 2 laptops for $125 each.
Are they good laptops?
It says cheap, slim laptop, 14.1 inch, whatever that means.
You can't click on it and see what the specs are?
Oh, it's not even, it says tablet. So
it looks like a Mac almost.
It looks like a fake Mac.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with that. But what's it called?
Specs are probably fake too.
Oh yeah, you get it, and all of a sudden, like nothing works.
It's like when people were buying 1 gigabyte memory cards, and they weren't really 1 gigabyte memory cards. Oh, 1 terabyte memory cards. Yeah, and they weren't 1 terabyte memory cards. They were like a 32 gigabyte. But they would change the programming so that if you looked at it, like the properties,
you saw that.
Say 1 terabyte. Yeah.
That was crazy, dude.
That's Linus Tech Tips, man.
Yep, that's the one I saw. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like stuff like that's where, and I think they got it off of Alibaba too.
I think so too. Yeah. So what happens, going back to the whole LeBron James, is like that's the reason why I started seeing memes on LeBron James, right? Yeah. Like, cause I didn't even know what was going on. Like, I started seeing like LeBron James getting transformed into like, well, the leader of China. I forget his name, whatever his name is. and like with the
Xi
Chinese
Jinping or something like that.
yeah, with the Chinese flag behind them. So
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck's going on? And I never bothered to like really dive into
It's like, what did LeBron
what was
say
going
now?
on. Yeah.
And you know what's funny? It's like I feel a lot of people when they talk about North Korea and communism, it's like, oh, it's bad because look, they're all poor and starving. But then like just because China is successful, I feel they get away with a lot of the same shady stuff North Korea does get away with.
Yeah.
Just because China's not as private as North Korea, you know, they're a little bit more open.
Yeah.
But it's still just shady and super not. It's like they banned Winnie the Pooh because there was a meme going around about how their leader looks like Winnie the Pooh or something like that.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, and it's just like if a country bans Winnie the Pooh, there's something wrong with that country.
Like, that's just so petty. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But for whatever reason, they have said that, and this is always funny to me, that even after the ban on Winnie the Pooh,
Yeah.
the Winnie the Pooh ride at Shanghai Disney is like the most popular ride.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So it's
well,
like,
yeah, it's the only place I can see Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, right?
That's pretty that kind of sucks when like you're so used to like the government just taking whatever they want. I mean, don't get me wrong, they take it here too, but like to that point where like all of a sudden you don't have Winnie the Pooh.
Our government has never banned anything because Trump didn't like it.
Yeah.
They make fun of Trump all the time, and he's never banned.
Yeah, I was
anything.
gonna say
No,
what you
I
want.
know.
Say what you want about Trump. He hasn't banned anything
Well,
yet.
yeah, I don't think any president has, but I'm saying like they still like monitor like everybody. They still have access to everybody like and what you're doing, but
Yeah.
at least they're not like all of a sudden like
People are
like Winnie the
disappearing,
Pooh's
yeah.
gone. Yeah, like at least that we know since
No.
I only know like 3 people.
No, yeah, you're absolutely right. And like the whole Hong Kong situation is all messed up. It's all jacked up. People are protesting, and like I get why they're protesting too, because
Oh, definitely, for sure.
they don't want to be part of that. Like, you know, they don't want to just because people in China are supposed to go disappear all the time by the government. The government makes people disappear all the time.
disappear.
And like I'm pretty sure if you're Hong Kong and you realize that date is coming closer where you will be part of China, like I'm pretty sure they're like, heck no, I don't want to do that. So that's why they're protesting it. And normally protests usually happen with like the younger generation, but Hong Kong is one of the weird ones where yes, there's a lot of the younger generation, but there's also a lot of the older generations protesting. And a lot of them was like, well, we did live under that for a little bit, and like we don't want these kids to live under that at all. Like, you know, like we know what can happen.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so it's just crazy to me. But I think that's enough of
Yeah, that's
Hong Kong.
we're China'd out.
No.
yeah.
So
Unfortunately,
what's
but
the next?
Hopefully, it gets better.
Let's end on a high note.
On a
at
good
least.
note, yeah.
Let's end on an uplifting note.
Aram, you got
On
something?
a holy note.
A holy note.
A holy note.
That's right. Talking about Kanye West.
Yeezy? What
Yeezy
about
himself.
Yeezy?
That man right there.
There he is.
If
In all his
seeing
glory.
you're seeing the video, Kanye West raising his hands.
Kanye West just dropped a new album, ladies and gentlemen.
What's it called?
Jesus is King.
Oh, all right.
I think that's what it's called. Let me
Is
make
it
sure.
Jesus is king or like there is a king or
is king?
No, it's Jesus is King. Let me double check though. I downloaded it.
You downloaded,
downloaded it?
Is
I
that a
have
good
not
album?
listened to it
Oh.
yet. I just downloaded it just to have it.
It's a gospel album, isn't it?
what does it
yeah.
fall under? Yeah.
It would be gospel, I'm guessing.
Hold on, wait, let me find
You
it.
don't even have it.
No,
Is
I
that
do. I gotta find it. It's just I have so much music in here on my phone. Kanye West. Yeah, okay. Jesus is King. Kanye West.
How many tracks in this album?
11. There's
Okay,
11
so
tracks.
read the names of the tracks just
Track
to get an
listings.
idea. Yeah.
Track 1, Every Hour, featuring Sunday Service Choir.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay.
Don't say that featuring. Just give the track name. I don't care who's on the song.
Yeah.
There's Ty Dolla $ign in one of them.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't even know what that means.
I don't even
That's a
know.
person.
I don't even know what that is.
Okay.
Number 2, Salah. Saleh.
Oh yeah. It's like that at the end of the
Selah.
Yeah, it's at the end of like some of these psalms. You'll see like Salah.
Is that how you
I
pronounce
forget what it means.
Salah?
Yeah.
Okay. Track number 3, Follow God. Track number 4, Closed on Sunday. Track number 5.
Chick-fil-A.
Track number 5, my favorite, On God.
On God, not even
On
with
God,
God.
though.
On God.
All right, number 6, Everything We Need, That's the one that features Ty Dolla $ign. Number 7 is Water. 8, God.
Why do you say it like water?
Water. 8 is God Is. Number 9, Hands On. Not hands off, but hands on.
Hands on what?
Track number 10, Use This Gospel. And track number 11 is Jesus is Lord.
Rebound 3. No, just kidding.
I will say this, with the exception of just 3 songs on this entire album, every song is under 3 minutes.
That sounds like, I don't know, is church music long? I don't listen to a lot of contemporary.
It's like 3-4 minutes.
Like the average is probably like 2 minutes because there's songs that are like a minute 44, a minute 52.
And they just repeat, yeah.
Just repeat it.
And then there's like
Which
a couple.
is what I hate about contemporary Christian music. But
They're just like, loop it on back.
I'm going off of, but like, so you haven't listened to any song. Do you know anybody that's listened to any songs?
I've listened to I haven't listened to like full songs. I've heard like little parts here and there, and they sound some verses do sound uplifting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But
I mean,
it's Kanye.
The obvious elephant in the room. Yeah, it's just because it's Kanye and he doesn't have a track record of, being a Christian or gospel singer.
Yeah,
It's just kind of weird. Exactly.
I said this yesterday. Like, that doesn't, like, if you don't have a track record, that doesn't mean, because people can change. And
exactly.
As much as like they're doing it for the money, it's like I'm not 100% sure because I don't know the guy, so I can't say they're doing it for the money.
Exactly. So I can't knock him for it. So
yeah, and it's just like someone was saying like, oh, I wouldn't even listen to that. It's like, why? You listen to all these other. It's like, well, because he's not Christian. And it's just like, yeah, neither are these other people really. You just listen to them just because you think they're Christian.
Is he the one that went up to the stage and then took the mic from Taylor? That's the same guy, right? That's the same Kanye. Oh,
There's
Kanye, how you've changed.
Yeah.
It's just, I always forget if it's Kanye or the other guy.
What other guy?
It's the just Kanye.
The other black guy. Oh, okay.
No, it's what's the other successful
Jay-Z?
Jay-Z, there you go.
Just
but Jay-Z doesn't do anything crazy, huh?
No, not really.
Nah, he
cheats on his wife. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
And then gets caught.
Yeah, Beyonce cheats on Beyonce.
He cheated on Beyonce. Like, he got caught.
Yeah.
Why do you think she made Lemonade?
What was the song's name?
Lemonade.
Well, that was the album.
No,
Lemonade?
The song Lemonade on the album Lemonade.
Oh, yeah.
Is about that.
Like, she caught him making lemonade or what?
No, so she came out with an album called Lemonade, and there was a track on there called Lemonade as well, too.
There's a bunch of tracks on that album talk about how...
It was basically she did a diss track to her husband.
The whole album was...
The whole album was a diss track to her husband. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I was saying yesterday, though, because I was
looking... He took it. He was like, I can't say nothing.
Yeah. He's like, you right.
No, back to Kanye,
But do you think she's cheating, or do you think she's, like, loyal?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
They're like, I don't know. I would feel like it's...
When you're that famous and rich, like...
You got a bunch of, like, so dudes hitting on you.
Oh, I'm sure she
for her, and then a bunch of girls hitting on this fool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's easy for him to cheat. I think it's a cultural thing, to be honest.
Oh, that's we're gonna have to save that for another one right there.
No, as I was saying, back to the whole Kanye thing.
Yeah.
I think I was joking around yesterday because we do music at our church, and I was like, dude, we could finally sing Kanye West songs in church.
Yeah.
We're gonna sing Yeezy songs in church, man.
Brothers.
That's
Carissa,
awesome.
Carissa, we need you on.
Who, if you don't know, is Josue's sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Would she allow us to sing Kanye West songs at church?
She's the drummer too.
Would your brother allow Kanye songs at church?
I don't know. What? I mean,
it goes to my point where I said yesterday, like, why not? If they said no, I'd be like, why not? Like, oh, because he's not Christian. It's like, dude, you guys play these, like, what's the band you guys always talk about?
Hillsong. Hillsong is very backwards now too.
Yeah, like, dude, those people are like mega church crazy. It's like, we're not gonna invite Joel Osteen to our church because we don't really think he's a good Christian. It's like, but we'll listen to their songs, like.
And what's funny is that, like, our church specifically, like, for the longest time, we sang nothing but kind of just old school hymns and stuff like that. But a lot of the hymns also weren't even written by quote unquote Christians. You know what I'm saying?
It's actually, they were written by Adventists, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a lot of
so it's
Adventists.
just like where does the line fall on like yes or no, or like what do you think is acceptable to sing inside of a church setting?
I think you just have to look at the lyrics as well. Like the title sounds nice, but like what is on God talking about? Like I'm on God or.
Well, you see, you're just making fun. It
No,
could
I'm
be
just-
like the
I don't know.
nicest
It could be.
Christian
It
song
could be.
ever, and you're like, "Oh, it's on God. He's black."
What?
That's
I
what you're
never
saying
said
right
that
now.
though. I'm shooting up on God.
What the?
Lyrics.
I'm just kidding.
No, hold on. I'm gonna pull up some of these lyrics. Hold on.
I would suggest playing it, but I don't.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get sued by
No.
Kanye West.
Kanye West. You're gonna have to listen to that on your own.
Okay, first of all, if Kanye West ever listened to this podcast, he could sue us. I don't care. That's
Guys,
awesome.
we're getting
We
sued.
No, Kanye listens to our podcast. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I know. If you know Kanye, send him the link.
Okay, let me just read a couple lines.
All right, go
I won't
ahead.
get too much into it. So the first verse, it says, "How you get so much favor on your side, accept him as your Lord and Savior." I replied, "Thou shalt I love thy neighbor, not divide. I'm a ride, that's on God." Ooh.
It sounded nice at first, and it's like that.
I'm a ride.
I'm a ride, that's on God.
I don't get what he's talking about though. That's my problem.
His light shine.
Because like the first two verses you read were nice.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
His light shine the brightest in the dark. Single mothers know they got my heart, and all my brothers locked up on the yard. You can still be anything you want to be. Went from 1 and 4 to 1 and 3. 13th Amendment, gotta end it. That's on me.
I don't know what the 13th Amendment is.
Yeah.
What is
He's
it?
the new commander.
That's the civil rights,
All right.
isn't it?
He's the new. Sorry. He's the new
You
commander.
gotta end the 13th civil rights.
Constitution. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Oh man. my
Neither
bad, guys.
slavery
Hold
nor
on.
involuntary servitude, except as punishment for crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted, shall exist within the United States or any place subject to their jurisdiction.
Oh, so prison. He's talking about getting rid of prison.
No,
Yeah.
slavery.
No, but I'm guessing he's talking about the
him.
second part.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, 13th Amendment.
See, he was
gotta-
talking about the prison.
Yeah, 13th Amendment got to end it. That's on me. And then he goes to say, he, the new commander and the chief, that's on Keef, that's on God. Isn't Keef like
What's Keef?
weed?
No,
It's a
I've never heard we.
KEEF?
yeah. Keef is
Chief
like-
Keef.
Are you sure it's I? Is it IEF or EEF?
it's EEF.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's see. I'm pretty sure I
KEEF.
could trust Urban Dictionary. The powdery substance made up of
Yeah.
THC crystals from the bud of cannabis.
Yeah,
I've never heard of
So he's
Keef.
saying what? Get high on, and then what?
that's on Keef, that's on God.
Okay,
I don't get these either.
Yeah, that's I don't know what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I don't.
We can sing these
It's
songs.
Kanye.
Look, hey, we can sing the songs in church. It's approved. It's Christian.
Yeah, talking about Keith. Either the crystals off dank marijuana buds or the yellow
Dank.
pollen from the male plants. I'm pretty sure he's not talking about the pollen from male plants.
On dank.
Some
Let's see.
dank
Hold on, let me look up the water lyrics.
water lyrics. I thought we were ending on a good note.
I know.
It's getting kind of weird. Actually, I think I just want to end it.
We'll do one last one. Water lyrics by Kanye West.
What website is that? Genius?
Genius.com.
It's a very popular hip hop website. All of their videos are garbage.
Okay.
So are other people who write that stuff.
I'm just going to read one verse. No, I'm going to read the chorus.
All right, go ahead.
It says, clean us like the rain in spring. Take the chlorine out of our conversation. Let your light reflect on me. I promise I'm not hiding anything. It's water. We are water. Pure as water. Like a newborn daughter.
I
I
don't
don't know.
If I heard someone sing that at church, I wouldn't really give it a second thought, to be honest.
the chlorine.
Cleanse me with chlorine.
No, it says take the chlorine out.
Cleanse me with chlorine.
You're going the wrong way.
He's all killing himself.
Yeah.
I just want to be pure.
I just want to be pure.
Wow. And then verse 2, every line starts with the word Jesus. But for that, you guys are going to have to look that up yourself.
Jesus, Jesus, Jesus.
you in my life, Jesus.
Why don't you turn out the lights? Dude, South Park has made fun of everyone.
I love South Park, man.
Yeah.
Don't go away, Jesus. I'd be all sad.
So we talked about China. We talked about China. We talked about
China.
Then we talked about.
Then we talked about Kanye West.
Kanye West.
And then we ended it on South Park.
Hey,
by making fun of
it's not
Kanye
called
West.
the Really Random Podcast for nothing.
That's true. That's very true.
Speaking of the Really Random Podcast, I think we're about time.
I think so.
Probably.
Pretty close to it.
Yeah.
It's about that time, guys.
Like we said, we're not trying to make these 2-hour long podcasts anymore. So I think we're gonna call it quits there. Once again, I'm Ruben.
I'm Abraham.
And I'm Josue.
Thanks for watching or
All right.
listening.
Listening or watching. Yep.
Later, guys.
Bye.